Genesis chapter 3. But the serpent, watcher, magician, was more cunning, and for sedition, cunning, wise, not more naked than any wild beast Yah Elohim had made. He said to the woman, Has Elohim said, What you dream you shall not eat of every tree that's in the garden? So then the woman said to the serpent, We may eat fruit, the trees present within the garden. But the fruit of that tree, which you may dispute, is in the middle of the garden. Elohim said, Begging your pardon, you shall not eat, nor even touch of it, or you will die, and that's as much of it. The watcher said to the woman, You will not surely die. The ban is that Elohim knows the day you eat from it. Then your eyes may be opened, and you will be like exalted ones, judges who strike a pose of knowing all things better, both good and evil to the letter. I have not eaten of the bidden fruit, nor blackened hand in any sinful suit. Yet I know very well both right and wrong, whose teeth in human hide continue strong, wherever interest and self-interest grow. Just ask me, my beloved, see if I know. No serpent, watcher hands me luscious things, yet I do eat as well as queens and kings. At least I munch the quartered grape and seed, and with the nut I have all that I need. And knowing right from wrong by revelation, I guess him ripe for every allegation. I die, but you, beloved, live on and on. So may I live in your eternal dawn. So when the woman saw that tree was good for food, and pleasantly appealing to the wondering eyes, a tree desired to make one wise, a tree like Muhammad desired, she took the fruit and ate, inspired. She also gave her husband who was with her, and he ate it too. Then opened were the eyes of both. They knew their nakedness by troth, as opposed to their being wise, and sewed fig leaves about their thighs. And then they heard the thunder sounding, the voice of Yah Elohim bounding throughout the garden at the breath of day, at evening. Fearing death, both man and wife hid from the coming of Yah Elohim. Both succumbing to fears of pleasure gardens breeze, as the Lord walked among the trees. Into the garden where I hear your voice. Let me not hide myself, but make my choice to come into the gallows, give my life, and sacrifice myself. Gift without strife, that self may be the only one I know. I come into the pleasure grounds where grow the trees of knowledge and of life with fruit for all. But I prefer to taste the soot of sacrifice. Let others have the gain. I wait within the garden for the rain. The joyous thunder of your song reveals creation's purity and dancing reels. And as I wait, I hear your voice come near, and I stand trembling, waiting without fear. Then Yah Elohim called the man, and sang his love name as he ran. Adam, Adam, where are you, man? If every man is Adam, you call me beloved, and search through valley, bush, and tree. Find me here where I am, and never leave. I answer your call, and I pluck your sleeve. Turn now, beloved, and show your divine face to everyone who waits in time and place. Ah, when your face appears, I disappear. And though I hide from you, it's not from fear, but only since by searching can be found your one face only from the stars to ground. When you call me, I only start to be, and when you look again, you find not me but you alone, who are the all in all. And so I answer, though you call and call. And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I feared my sin since I was naked. So I hid. And he said, Who has raised the lid, revealing you were naked? Did you eat from that tree that I told you not to eat from? Were you bold? Then the man said, The woman whom you gave to be with me made room for me beside her at the tree, and gave me fruit to eat for free. Beloved, no man can lie to you, no fear. The bald and simple truth must just appear when you ask questions and demand our fate. You ask, and no one's answer can be late. No plan nor thought, nor any fond excuse is there to shift the blame. Is any use? So rare is simple truth, I barely can see that in these expressions of the man. He merely states the woman gave the fruit. He casts no blame. He does not aim the boot. Ah, my beloved, how clearly you decide to turn from truth to truth and yet not slide. Create in me the truth alone and speak without a hidden motive in my cheek. And Yah Elohim said to her, the woman, what did you incur? The woman said, the watcher came deceived me, saying, wise for shame of nakedness. I ate, his blame deceived. You gallantly accept the woman's word. Leave not my sinful actions undeterred. What courage to revolt if I can blame the passing serpent trickster for my shame? Ah, truth takes precedence to policy. The fact was there was trickster in the tree, deceived by plays on words. A naked room instead of insight into fruit and bloom. And now my eyes, unveiled and open, show me neither wisdom nor new life. I go in search of love instead, since knowledge flies and life is dead. Now greater hopes arise, that neither know nor live, but find in you, beloved, the knowing, living, and the true. Then Yah Elohim turned his gaze upon the serpent, read his ways, because you have done this. You are cursed more than cattle, more by far than wild beast of the field. And so upon your belly you shall go and eat the dust of all your life. And I will put enmity and strife between you and the woman, and between your offspring and the hand of her offspring. And he shall bruise your head, and you his heel. You lose. Beloved, which of Eve's sons had the wit to bruise the serpent's head, whose heel was hit by that sharp fang that fascinated Eve and Adam? As I read, I don't believe I find that story there for Abel, Cain, or Seth. The mortal dust of all has lain in quiet in the tomb for centuries. No resurrections enter in here, please, while no one's heel is bruised and no head aches, and yet your words were written for our sakes. The lovely Hebrew syllables require no meaning to set heart with love on fire. I still look round for injured heel and head with body watered, and my soul well fed. And to the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your cry, and your conception will bring sorrow. Your children will give pain tomorrow. Your passion for your husband will give comfort for your children's ill. With every choice there comes a divine grace. The woman chose the fruit and its disgrace, to know that you, beloved, would intervene to tell her future and what might have been. The grace was just to know before the fact that brother against brother in vile act would seal the fate of both, the one to die to life, the other one to live to die. That's why her great desire turned back to the one man whose impregnation started the wild plan. No other comfort could assuage the pain borne from her sons. She suffered sun and rain. Is it a grace indeed, beloved, to know the future tragedy? I don't think so. To Adam he said, because you have followed your wife's voice to do the wrong thing, and eat from the tree of which I told you, let it be, and do not eat. Cursed is the ground for your sake, and in toil is found your bread as long as you shall live. Both thorns and thistles it shall give forth for you. Like a fugitive you shall eat the wild herb of field. Like animals the green leaves yield. My lost dominions that I eat the herb, my salad plate will whet, but never curb my vulture's appetite. With my wings clipped I have plucked bud leaf of thistle, and I have sipped its nectar till it seemed too sweet for more. My punishment is grace, and grace in store. Beloved, curse me the ground again, and give the purple thistle and its fruit to live. and I shall toil my days and nights of life, relinquishing no peace and love for strife. Though seed and fruit and leaf remain my meat, the taste of these is neither good nor sweet compared to fasting in your loving pleasure. I lose dominion, but find you my treasure. With face in sweat you shall eat bread until back to the earth you are led. For out of the earth you were taken, and made of earthly dust forsaken, and to that dust you shall return. The humble dust you shall not spurn. Return to dust, my love. Then let it be that dust at first, from which you fashioned me. My dust is dear because it felt your hand, received your breath, and gained the power to stand. Your hand and breath could consecrate my life. Your hand and breath may cut me like a knife. But still there is no loss to self and soul. Let dust and dust alone be my life's goal. The hand that fashioned me must still remain. Return to dust can only be my gain. As breath that once went out returns at last, into that home where my beloved is fast, and bound to me forever and for good. Let dust return and be as dusty wood. And Adam called his wife Eve mother of every living sister, brother, the mother of all living that may be, the mother of myself, my ancestry. And yet the formula does not quite stand. She is herself alive and even manned by one whose mother she is not. So three of living are not sons or daughters, she, her husband, and her maker, you, beloved. The scripture stands embarrassed and ungloved. Some read the sacred word to find the print that's inconsistent with their dare and dint. Some read the sacred word to justify the things they do and find the reasons why the other man is wrong. Some read alone to find the cross, starred meat, and chew the bone. Also for Adam and his wife, Yah Elohim made them for life skin belts and clothed them. That is why we still wear clothing. By the by, I am too wise and full from eating fat to go out naked in the place I am at. In gratitude, beloved, I take the belt of skin you give to hide the shame I have felt at my implacable disorientation. I stand in top hat Palitot on the station to see if any train will dare arrive to take me back to paradise alive. It's only when I take my eye from skin and cease to worry at my rate of sin that I find rather truth, both out and in. I close my ear to worship and its din to hear your still small voice and see your light up the dark caves of my heart and sight. Then Yah Elohim said, indeed, the man's become like one of us to know good, and to have no need for one to show the evil muss. And now, lest he put out his hand, and take also from the fruit stand, the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore to misgive Yah Elohim sent him down out of pleasure garden round about to till the ground he had come from. So he drove out the man in sum, and he placed cherubim in front of pleasure there to bear the brunt with flaming sword, turned every way to guard the path to tree of life with subtle argument of knife. Guard not the way to living trees from me, beloved. I seek not leaf, nor fruit, nor tree. I do not turn to where the bright sword swings, nor beat toward heaven with my impatient wings. I am satisfied with earth and with its gate. I let the guardian angel stand and wait. I do not want to live forever there, where shining angels stand to make the air ring with the wealth of universe and gold. I covet rather daily, growing old and dying on your breast. Self turned to you, self one forever in beloved's true self. And so let me die today and now and live in you alone. For that I bow.